Would you still afford Putin respect at this time?
The biggest problem we have is that our president and our country is no longer respected. Now, Russia has gotten in deeper than they ever thought possible. So they would, frankly, I think they probably would be right now in a good position to do something with. I think they're in much deeper than they thought, to a certain extent because of the weapons that I gave and that the Ukrainians used so well. I mean, they used so well. Amazing.
He has no idea how they use the weapons. That's why he said they used it so well, so amazing, so well. That means I don't know what I'm talking about. Either way it goes, by the way, if you're wondering, like 99% of the rest of the folks who pay attention, President Trump, you gave Ukrainians weapons? You were part of a deal with giving them weapons? Actually, this is what really happened. There's that whole impeachment thing that he was talking about with the perfect phone call. Let's go to some of this from Mediaite. They point out, critics have been quick to debunk these claims and recall that the fact that Trump withheld Congress-approved military aid to Ukraine unless President Vladimir Zelensky would announce an investigation into Biden. Trump's demand from Zelensky led to his December 19 impeachment and eventual acquittal by the then Republican-controlled US Senate. This is the only reason he was acquitted of it, is because they still were kissing his butt. That's just the way it works. So again, he's bragging about doing that when he did the exact opposite. And he brags about the perfect phone call. If it was a perfect phone call that you'd like to brag about, what was the phone call about? Was it about giving them weapons that you just said you did? No, it didn't. So also, since he's making all these official statements, there was more about it. He was talking about NATO. More credit for Donald Trump where it's not deserved. So he pointed out that he hoped everyone is able to remember that it was me as president of the United States that got delinquent NATO members to start paying their dues, which amounted to hundreds of billions of dollars. There would be no NATO if I didn't act strongly and swiftly, and blah, 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 blah. Also, I got Ukraine the very effective anti-tank busters, javelins, he has to point out because someone else just told him about that too. On that whole NATO thing, NATO wouldn't exist without Donald Trump. Well, Sam Stein points this one truth out. Trump, who discussed pulling US from NATO, takes credit for NATO's existence in a new statement, as we just read. Trump, who threatened to withhold weapons funding from Ukraine to get dirt on Biden, takes credit for Ukrainian weapons in the exact same statement. So again, as I mentioned, I think yesterday, folks like this continue to give you the whatever new reality they want to give their supporters after saying the exact opposite thing in very recent history. But it's worked so far. If you wonder why does he keep saying these things that are obviously BS, he's doing it because it continues to work. And until his followers stop listening to it, he's gonna keep doing it. And apparently it's gonna keep on working. We can't get to his ridiculousness about how he has no idea what he's talking about more in Russia. But trust, as he went on with that interview with Maria Bartiromo, he still had nothing to say about what we should do in Russia. And that's okay, by the way. I don't expect him to have anything to say about what we're doing in Russia, because everyone knows he has no clue. Just go home, sit down, and wait for your next grift. Send out another email telling supporters that they got to give you money so that you can fight the fraudulent 2020 election.